Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? My name is Nathan Oil, ELEMENTofFROST, and I'm back here again to bring you guys my next episode in my series of The Walking Dead episode predictions. My predictions this week are going to be on this week's upcoming episode of The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 15, Us. Now, guys, there's only 2 episodes left, obviously Us, and the next one is called A. Now, I don't know if A is a placeholder for something, or if that's the actual title name. Maybe it's kind of a secret title name, and maybe it's kind of like pointing us towards some direction, but we'll get into that next week's prediction video, obviously, on that episode. But for now, predictions on Us this week. Sneak peeks and promos. Very, very, very cool, guys. So I cannot wait until this week's episode of The Walking Dead. Now, before I get into it, obviously we're going to start off the synopsis, but real quick, I'm going to try not to make it too long this time, because my last review video, obviously reviews are longer than predictions, my last review video went on for 48 minutes. I honestly lost track of time. I loved the episode so much, I just went into detail in it, and I lost track of time. Oh, excuse me. Before I knew it, I was basically at 48 minutes, and yeah, so that was that. But anyways, yes, this week's episode of The Walking Dead, guys, Us. Synopsis obviously goes as follows. However brutal some survivors believe they must be to stay alive. Okay, wait. However brutal. Okay, this is how. Okay, sorry, I was reading it wrong. However brutal some survivors believe they must be to stay alive, we get to see that faith can sometimes be the strongest survival tool. Okay, so obviously there's not really much that can be said about the synopsis. However brutal some survivors believe they must be to stay alive, we get to see that faith can sometimes be the strongest survival tool. Now, we can obviously see this episode is probably going to be focused on main character development. Now, obviously in this episode as well, we get to see Rick Grimes back in action, so I'm also very, very excited for that as well. We actually haven't seen Rick Grimes in about 3 episodes. Last time we seen him was, I believe, episode 11, Claimed. And that was obviously when, his group got attacked at the house by those, by, like, what I thought might be the Hunters, but it could be the Hunters, it might not be. There's not really any telling, so... Anyways, the 2 sneak peeks for this episode, guys. Before we get into that, we're going to go into the promo real quick. And the promo is basically on Abraham Ford and the group that Daryl's with. There's a little bit of Rick in there, too, walking down the train tracks. I don't think there's going to be much of Rick in this episode. Obviously, there is going to be him maybe walking down the train tracks, maybe encountering another person of the group. That's also possible. But at the same time, I think it's focusing on Daryl and his new group, I guess, and Abraham Ford, Rosita, Eugene, Glenn, and Tara. So in the promo, we actually see Abraham Ford, Tara kind of talking, and then we see like a little peek of like Rick walking down the train tracks, looking down, and all over this we see Daryl's new group kind of talking to him. And kind of saying different things like the world's changed now. You have to do what you have to do to survive. Stuff like that. I think it's just going to be a really character development central episode on Daryl and, Abraham Ford. We haven't seen much of Abraham Ford. He just got here. He's been in a few of the episodes, but not very many. Alright, so... also, the other sneak peek, okay, so there's 2 sneak peeks. One that aired, obviously, on the AMC website and the AMC YouTube channel, link in the description below. And this sneak peek is actually of Abraham Ford and Tara kind of sitting back against a tree, assumingly why their group is basically sleeping on the ground. So it's nighttime, they're sitting against the tree, basically taking, I guess, first watch, I suppose is what you could say. They're taking watch, and they're getting into this... They're getting into this sort of conversation about what's kind of going on, if you guys know what I mean. Abraham Ford assumingly says, if it wasn't the case, why are you following Glenn? He's basically questioning why she's following Glenn. Now, if it wasn't the case of basically saying that, she's gay, so she's not following Glenn for that reason, she doesn't like him. He was like, if it were only that simple. And then he kind of brings into the fact that apparently all episode long, or I guess when they were walking, she was constantly staring at his girlfriend, at Rosita, basically staring at her ass. So he was kind of making a joke there. That was kind of funny. So it's a little tiny bit of a light moment during the episode is what I'm going towards. Is this going to be? But it's probably going to get interrupted by some sort of a horde or maybe hostiles coming through. It's going to get interrupted in some way, shape, or form. Now, the next sneak peek actually only aired on Talking Dead, and there's a really good reason why. So this sneak peek, guys, was absolutely insane. Not in the way of zombie killing, not in the way of killing people, not in the way, really, of anything exciting. It's Daryl, okay? So, Daryl and this other guy with the bow, they're actually on a hunt. And Daryl actually he kills a rabbit, and then the guy that he's hunting with basically states, that's not just yours, I'm the one who found it, I tracked it. And Daryl's basically fighting him off with it, saying, I'm the one who fucking shot it, I'm the one who hunted it, I'm the one who got it, it's mine. And they're kind of like, going back and forth, and the guy that Daryl's hunting with kind of questions him, basically insulting him, not just questioning him. So apparently Daryl told them about the guys who took Beth away from him. And this guy brings it up again, saying that, she must have been real special to you to lose a piece of ass, basically, is what he's saying. She must have been real special to you, for you to sit here and be disappointed and be depressed all the time. It must have been a real nice piece of ass. So he's basically insulting the shit out of Daryl. He goes on, and then eventually Daryl turns around, starts walking away, and then he has one more remark about Beth, kind of saying, it must have been like a real good piece of ass for you to sit here and be depressed about it, stuff like that. And he just gets so angry. You can tell Daryl is literally about to kick someone's ass, but he basically, camera pans and zooms in onto his belt, and he unsheaths his knife, and that is when the sneak peek actually ends. So I will leave both links in the description to sneak peek 1 and 2, and I'll leave a link in the description for the promo if you guys haven't seen it. The promo aired after the episode last week, and the sneak peek number 2, which was Daryl, unsheathing his knife towards the guy, that actually aired during the episode of Talking Dead. And the other sneak peek, like I said before, is exclusive to the AMC website and the YouTube channel. So if you guys really want to check out those, you can either look them up, or I'll try to leave links in the description if I don't forget again. I always do. But I'm going to try not to forget. But anyways, basing my opinions off those sneak peeks, I think it's going to be a really badass episode. And the reason why I think that is because, well, it's Daryl, and he's literally about to kick this guy, or, he's going to kick his ass, or he's going to kill him. There's kind of two options there. You might just pull it out, threaten him, and be like, shut the fuck up before I do something that you're going to regret or something. I don't know. He's going to say something badass, and, he might even just stab him. So we don't know whether or not he's going to be leaving the group this episode. I don't see him sticking with him for long. Know whether it's this episode or whether it's next, maybe even Season 5. Maybe we'll see him down the road in Season 5 sometime. Him kind of, leaving. But I kind of am thinking he might, I see them walking towards the train tracks, right? Daryl and the group. This is during the promo. I see them walking towards the train tracks, and they kind of stop and look. And Daryl stops kind of and looks, and it looks like he's kind of thinking, but at the same time he could have seen someone. So he's either thinking about something, or he could have seen someone. Maybe he's just kind of trailing behind, maybe a little bit. Maybe he could sneak away or something like that. But he definitely seen something, or he's thinking about doing something. And Rick's on the train track. Tyrese, Carol, everybody's kind of on the train track at this point, except for Beth. She's kind of kidnapped. But anyways. That's what happened there, guys. So he's kind of walking down the train tracks. He might see Rick, he might see anybody, or he could be just thinking of someone. Now, as far as the timeline goes through all of this, I think the timeline for each person walking down this pathway, this train track, I think the timeline is honestly different. Because of the fact that, you know, sometimes when we see two groups in one episode, you know, 1 second it's daytime for one group, the next it's night. So it could be completely different timelines. That's what I'm at least thinking. That would be kind of the only way that would make sense of why any of them haven't met up yet. Because if you think about it, if it was the same timeline and they were all just walking down the train tracks, you'd think they eventually run into each other. You know, maybe they'd camp out by the train tracks or something like that. You'd think they eventually run into each other, but that hasn't happened yet. So I do think they're going off a little bit of a different, like a different time, sort of thing, but still going towards the same destination. So whether or not they get there at the same time, whether or not they get there at different times, which is what I'm predicting, because like I said, I think it's a different timeline for every group that's actually in The Walking Dead right now. But yeah, guys, I do think it's going to be a really character development centric episode. As far as Rick and everybody goes, we don't really know what's going to be happening with Rick. I think they're just going to continue down their pathway on the train tracks, because, you know, we might see him stop for camp or something. You know, we might see him camp out or something. But there hasn't been a sneak peek towards them. There hasn't been. He was in like a second of the promo. I know Rick's going to be in this episode, but whether or not he's going to be like the main centric character in this episode, I don't think he will be. I think it's going to be basically focusing on Daryl and Abraham Ford, more or less Daryl probably, because that's what everybody's interested in seeing, is Daryl basically maybe getting away from him, or, you know, killing them all. So we don't really know what's going to happen there, guys. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the episode as much as I do. I mean, I enjoy every episode of The Walking Dead, no matter really what happens. I'm always a big fan of the show. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of a realistic zombie apocalypse show, because they do stuff that, you know, normal people would do. Like in a zombie apocalypse, you wouldn't just constantly kill zombies 24/7. You know, you'd have to have time in there to communicate, and, you know, stuff like that. So The Walking Dead really isn't about the zombies. It's more about the people in the show, kind of dealing with the aftermath of this new world, and, you know, kind of dealing with the zombies. So another way to kind of explain it, The Walking Dead isn't really referring to the zombies. If you guys think about it, The Walking Dead, you know, it's The Walking Dead. The dead are walking. But at the same time, if you think about it on the side, on the fact that, like, the dead are walking, it means, like, the characters are walking, trying to get away from zombies constantly. Meanwhile, they should be actually dead, you know? How are they alive? You know, it's just a matter of time, I guess is a good way to put it. It's just a matter of time before they do end up dead, so that's also another way to put it. So, being the characters referring to the title, The Walking Dead. Just like in the comic book, Rick basically states, you know, we are the Walking Dead, I guess is another way to put it as well, if you guys read the graphic novel. So anyways, as far as this episode goes, I do think it's going to be focusing mainly on Daryl and Abraham Ford, but we are going to see a little bit of Rick. I don't know about Carol and Tyrese. I doubt we're going to see any of them. We obviously had a really character-centric episode on them last week, obviously dealing with Lizzie and Mika, and I guess Crazy Lizzie. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's basically it for this week's prediction video for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 15, Us. Obviously, the episode airs this Sunday on AMC for North America. So, yeah, it's this Sunday, March the 23rd. And obviously, my review video will be coming up on March the 25th, the Monday right after the episode airs. I think the episode airs for the UK guys and everything like that. I think Monday and then maybe Friday again. I'm not really sure whether it airs for everybody else. But anyways, this Sunday, AMC, March 23rd, like I said, a review video coming up next Monday. And if all you guys watch is my review videos and my prediction videos for The Walking Dead, then you know, I really hope you do enjoy these. I try to bring my best opinions to them. You know, I'm obviously not always 100% correct. I do get some things accurate, but I'm only a person, guys. I'm not a part of the show. I don't create it. But anyways, I actually recently just started reading The Walking Dead Volume 20 again. I got it last week. I just started reading it last night. Very good so far, guys. I'm thinking about doing a review. If you guys would like that, you know, me doing a review of the Volume 20 that just came out last week or so, I will definitely do that. So leave it in the comment section below if you guys would be interested in that. I don't want to just upload it and you get no views or no one enjoy it or anything like that. So if you guys are interested in it, like I said, hit this video up with a like, share it around with your friends, and tell me in the comment section below what you guys think is going to happen this upcoming episode. Tell me if you guys are excited as shit to see Daryl and, you know, to see him be all badass and stab people in the face and shoot people with crossbows, and obviously get into this big confrontation that's coming up with him and the other hunter with the bow, because it's gonna be pretty badass. Him making fun of Beth and, you know, saying that she's must have been a nice piece of ass and, you know, stuff like that. But anyways, I'm done with this episode prediction video. I don't want to go for too long. Most of you guys seem to be getting bored last time, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this prediction video. If you did, hit up with a like, share it around with your friends, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Alright guys, bye.